There's something I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and it's not another store update, it's not another product launch, it's not a video showing you all the good stuff that has been actually happening with Animate Jamaica. I really want to talk about things that persons don't really see. You know, the struggles, the delay, the mistakes, the pressure, the criticism, all the moments when I questioned myself to say, am I doing the right thing? Is Animate Jamaica worth it? Is it going to make it? And many times I felt like it wasn't going to. So in November of 2022, we decided that we're going to be doing a launch party, and it was successful. It was successful to say the least, but even that had its own challenges. The first thing was finding a venue. Venues were either too big or too small, and then when we did find the right venue, it was too expensive. We got lucky. We had somebody from the community who worked at Toby's Resort and recommended it. And with $40,000, we armed ourselves. We booked a space. We got some VR. We had bought some samples from China. We couldn't even afford to buy actual products. We were just buying the samples. And then we went to Fresh Approach in Kingston, bought some snacks, and that was it. Let me tell you, it blew up. I never imagined what it would become. I never expected the room to be full. Persons coming from Kingston, ironically from Westmoreland, from all over Jamaica, just to be a part of what Animate Jamaica was going to be. After the launch, we made a little bit of money, not a lot. We decided, hey, we're going to start selling the merchandise because it was well received, but even that came with financial struggles. We didn't have money to buy anything in bulk. We didn't have any money to buy our own container and shipping products, so we had to pay our supplier and wait almost a month and a half to get supplies. So you paid your money, now you're waiting, you can't make any money. So it's like you're selling a dream without actually having the dream. In the beginning, as I said, we ordered a very small quantity. When they did come, they sold out pretty much immediately, which brought us to another challenge. We're selling a dream that persons that, hey, you can get anime merchandise for affordable price, but then after 2 weeks there's no more, then you wait another month and a half. So that would have always killed the momentum that we have started. We started building traction, persons getting hyped up, and it felt like we disappointed them because 2 weeks later we have no goods to sell. It was exciting that we were bringing this community together. We were bringing anime products back to Jamaica, but on the other hand we were creating a problem of frustration. Persons would get excited, would save the money, and by the time they are ready, products would be sold out. And that was an issue that we desperately needed to fix. And we started doing more and more investment. We started getting more products in, more orders, and even then, products would still sell out faster than we could replace them. So it was really where we decided that we're going to start and try to build something bigger and better for you guys. Another difficult part of running Animate Jamaica was the facade of always looking successful. Social media, naturally, they would show the best moments. We never really did any behind the scenes struggles or what the issues lie. Or when we had delays, we never passed those on to you guys. We never made you guys aware that things are going wrong, and things are kind of always going wrong. As a business owner, you want to really not show that side of things. You want to make it seem as if we're always successful, that there's no struggles, because you want this facade of everything's going good with us, and when everything goes good with us, everything goes good with you guys. But that's not always the case. So even when we were uncertain about what was happening next, we would still post and pretend like everything was under control. There were many times when I posted positive things for Animate Jamaica, like we're getting a store, we're going to Kingston, or we're doing some other items. And it's not to say that they were fake, but despite the positivity, there's a lot of negative things going on in the background. For example, coming to Kingston is never cheap. Sometimes we're only there just to connect with you guys. We may not make any money when we come to Kingston, but we have always realized that Animate Jamaica is more than just making money for us. It's about building a community, building a connection with you guys, make you feel like you're a part of this. So something that we never really discussed, and it really shaped a big part of who we are today. And that's about dealing with competitors, hearing all the negative things that person was saying about Animate Jamaica. There are people who spoke very, very negative about us, saying that we're a come up, we're gonna fade away in a few. I don't really want to get into crazy details, but there's a lot of persons who didn't believe in us and would hate us just for being new. Like as Jamaicans would say, them bad mind, you know. But throughout all of that, it showed me that it's really stressful, and I would lie if I said it didn't affect me sometimes. It got to a point where our page was even being trolled, and I thought that was only happening in America. I never anticipated bullying and trolling in a setting like this, especially in a community where everybody should have the same goal, that they wanted to grow, they want to see more of this type of stuff in Jamaica. I never expected persons to be so negative and hateful towards us, But however, over time I started looking at things differently. Sometimes when people are talking about you, it means that you're doing something that's worth talking about. So Animate Jamaica was disturbing the norm. We were showing that there could be more for the anime community in Jamaica. More products, more events, more opportunities, and more spaces where persons could genuinely just be themselves and connect with the community. Persons are accustomed to. Not everyone will be comfortable with it. And we began to even see people copy certain things that we're doing. From product to content to events, even colors that we use. It was interesting to know that persons saw what we were doing and thought it was good. For lack of a better word, it was really good and flattering in some sense, where we were doing this and persons were believing in it. So when I saw persons were copying us and doing certain things that we were doing, it frustrated me for a while. But I eventually realized that persons would only copy things that they believe are working. So it showed me that in a strange way, we were influencing the space. We were disturbing the norm and paving the path for other persons who were maybe there before us and those who are coming after us. So in a way, we were like the anime influencers. And there are moments when I feel like certain persons wanted to blackball us from the anime community, and all for just trying to give them more. When they wanted to prevent us from fully being accepted by the community, and I always believe that one person can't do it. So even as big as Animate Jamaica may get, I don't think that we're the only ones who can do this. It takes a village to raise a child, and in this case, the anime community is that child. Throughout all of this, I realized that anything meaningful and create change will attract both positive and negative energy, and it's just something we have to deal with as we grow. This also showed me why you shouldn't use temporary hate to abandon the vision, because if this had gotten to me, if I had broken down and I was like, I can't do this anymore, I can't deal with the hate, the stress, we wouldn't be where we are today, building a lounge for you guys, and that speaks volumes to me. One of the best parts of doing Animate Jamaica was hearing the feedback that we were building something that persons actually want. We're building spaces, building community that persons really wanted, and not just doing something to make some money. Persons would come and comment and say they've been waiting for this, they're happy that we had an event, they want to see the store, they want a lounge, they want something for us to just come and build and chill and be ourselves. Sounds really good. So when customers would walk into the store and find a favorite anime item or favorite anime merch, it meant something to me. Every sale, I remember most of my customers, if not all of them. And when I tell you that every purchase was them being a part of the family, it wasn't about I'm getting their money, but I am satisfying a need. This same passion led us to do Animania, Western Jamaica's first anime convention. Before, you had to travel to Kingston or overseas to enjoy anime culture, and quite frankly, that wasn't really accessible to everybody down in the West. Some person may have work, some people may just not have the funds to go to Kingston or the resources. So we really said that we were going to do a convention, and it started out pretty well. So the first Animania was planned in less than a month. It was right after we did another product drop where we got some products and we're like, hey, we think we need it. We heard you guys, and we're gonna try it. So in 2023, the summer, July, I believe, or June, we had hosted it by UAWJC. For those who don't know, that's just UA in Montego Bay. And that wasn't without its challenges. The first thing I want to say and point out, and let me apologize to everybody who came out if I haven't already done so, the sun was horrible. The tent didn't make it much better. The tents were pretty, but it trapped heat, and I tell you, it was horrible. But the day itself was fun. We had a lot of new persons join the community, a lot of new cosplayers, persons, big supporters from Kingston, and I always appreciate that because the community is more than just Western Jamaica. It's the entire of Jamaica. So, you know, the biggest struggle with doing Animania was that we didn't have any funds. As I said, we didn't have a team supporting us. But what pushed through was the continued support of persons like you and our vendors that paid the fees, and that's really what made it happen. Up to 2 days before the event, we weren't sure that the event was going to happen. We promoted, we sold tickets, and we just didn't know. We were hoping, we were praying, and by some miracle we were able to pull it off. And that really set everything else into motion for what would have come for Animate Jamaica. So persons were only buying a ticket to an event. They were supporting the vision that Animate Jamaica was needed down here. It was supporting a vision of community growth and development to show that persons wanted the anime culture in Western Jamaica, and Animate Jamaica would have been here to stay. Animania became more than just an event, it became a staple. We really made this into a household name that persons could remember. And the truth is, we didn't even scratch the surface of what was possible. So naturally, the following year, we decided that we were going to do another Animania 2.0. We had moved out to the convention center to have something bigger and better. Unfortunately, again, a lot of persons would have known that we had issues, but wouldn't really know in detail. And the biggest one that is most obvious is Hurricane Beryl. It hit the day we had our convention. I was supposed to have our convention. We had to postpone for about 3 weeks. Persons lost a lot of leverage. Our sponsors would pull out. Some of our vendors were unable to come. And we really had to do more to kind of push the convention. So not only did Hurricane Beryl affect us, we had to now compete with Sumfest. And for those who know, that's one of the biggest events in Montego Bay and in Jamaica. So we lost sponsors to Beryl. We're competing with Sumfest. We lost vendors. We lost patrons. What were we to do? We pushed through. We hosted it. And again, we had our financial challenges, but it never stopped us from having a good day. Or the mayor came out, and that was a big hit. We want to big up Ashley's Furniture, Red Bull, and some of the other sponsors who came on board to really help us. A lot of the hotels still, in fact, did commit to their sponsorship, and we're really appreciative of that, because without them, we probably wouldn't be able to host Animania. And after Burial, we never really made any money. It really took a lot of us. We took a big hit, as I said. A lot of the plans we had for Animania we had to scrap, and a lot of persons may think that, oh, we were just bluffing or, just trying to catch a hype. But the truth is, it really set us back. And not only did Hurricane Beryl set us back, but then after we did another convention, we had Hurricane Melissa, and that really devastated the financial resources that Animate Jamaica had. Not only did we try to help rebuild, but we had to rebuild ourselves. And we really just needed some time to stop and think about what our next move would be. And that was one of the biggest contributing factors as to why we didn't host Animania this year. We closed the first store. We were doing a bigger store, a bigger location. As you can see, all of this is stuff for the store behind me. And it's not cheap. We are probably in $3 million already building a store, and we're not done. But we're not complaining. We just want to share that it's not been an easy road, and we just want to be true and transparent for you guys to show that we're not going anywhere. We're here to stay and grow for you guys. Another challenging period for us was when we closed the store. We never really planned for the first store to be permanent, but really wanted to be more than just a hole in the wall. The location wasn't ideal. The location itself was very small. So we really knew that it would have been a temporary solution to a bigger problem. But the story ended a little bit earlier. For those who don't know, a security guard was killed basically across the road from us, and that really deterred a lot of persons from coming down to where we were, and that hit sales very, very badly. So not only were we small, persons were afraid to come and visit the store just because of what was happening in the area. So when we decided to close the store, it was another time when I'm questioning myself, should I do anything else? We've already invested so much and we've seen how things play out. We really wanted to know, does it make sense to really open something bigger? And you guys showed us, even after Melissa, that the community was still strong and you guys were still supporting us and the fight was still on. So with that new strength, I closed my eyes and we spoke to the little team that we had, and we decided that Animate Jamaica 2.0 was going to be boring, and finding a location was probably the hardest thing. We went to Fairview, that was $3,000, which I would say would never really make much sense. We went to Bottom Road there, Jimmy Cliff Boulevard, and that was another small space, so almost twice the amount we had. And when it seemed that all hope was lost to find a store, I got lucky, and I just went to the supermarket and I saw some empty shops above it. Going there, it took us about 6 months to get confirmation that the store was ready, and that accounted for a lot of the time when we would be down, inactive, just doing pop-ups. So finally getting the store last month, June. Yeah, getting the store in June. We actually were able to start building relatively quickly, and even then that came with its challenges. The most exciting and nerve-wracking thing I've ever done. You're doing something that costs $3 million. You don't know when it is going to be finished. You don't know who is going to support. You don't know if it is going to be successful. As excited as we were very cautious, and we stopped and think about the exact move, what we should be doing, and it led us to incorporating as much elements of the community as possible. So not only do we have our anime merch, we're incorporating food because everybody loves a good meal. We're having a chill area where persons can come read the manga, watch some TV, watch some anime, maybe have sporting events. Bring back a little throwback. So those who were at our first ever event at Toby's Resort, we'll be having Jeopardy nights again. If you remember, you remember. If you weren't there, you can come and experience it. We'll be having a setup like Starbucks where persons can come, get some work done, enjoy some food. And I think one of the most exciting new additions to what we're doing is having tattoos and piercings. That will all be done in-house. We can have custom tattoos if you want. We can have custom piercings. And everything that you need will be under one roof. So you don't have to be visiting all over to get your fix. So not only is the store challenging, but sometimes you finish one section and another problem ensues. Sometimes I genuinely felt like giving up on the store. But then again, you guys would always keep me going, reminding me why we're doing this. This is probably the most unexpected, or I don't know how to explain it, but most untalked about thing, especially for men. Mental and emotional pressure that we face to appear successful. Running Animate Jamaica has affected me mentally and emotionally, and in ways that you can't even imagine. One of the hardest parts of owning the business is that you can't always separate yourself from it at the end of the day. Person may say something bad about Animate Jamaica and you take it personal. Like, I know they said don't, it's just people, it's just words, but when I tell you that those words sting, because this is something that you work so hard to do and so hard to achieve, and it's like your best isn't good enough in a sense. I think we all can relate there. There's morning when I woke up and genuinely feel like, is this all worth it? Why am I getting up? Why am I pushing through? You know, I think about all the money that was invested, all the delays, the stress, and everything that still needed to be done, and it was just a lot, you know. So I did have to take a mental break, just check out from Animate Jamaica for a while. I went to Orlando. We just relaxed, tried to figure out what we really was gonna do. And even when I came back, it was like I still didn't know what to do. You're here in the sea and you're not drowning, but there's no boats, no island nearby to come and rescue you. So you're just wondering, you're just floating. What is my next step? You know, there are moments when I ask myself, what would my life be like if I didn't choose to Animate Jamaica? If I just followed the normal career path and worked my way up. Those thoughts didn't stop me from believing in Animate Jamaica. Those thoughts just really meant that I was tired. I was carrying pressure that persons couldn't always see and pressure that persons wouldn't understand. And because I believed in Animate Jamaica so deeply, I wanted to see it succeed at all costs. And even if that meant giving my last, I would. So there are a lot of mistakes that I made, and it's sometimes hard to admit that you are growing too quickly, and a lot of persons would have said that maybe you should take it slow, but again, it's something that I believed in and I really wanted to make it work for you guys. There are times when having patience would have served me better than pushing and rushing and possibly failing. Because there are many failures that happen that you guys wouldn't even be aware of, because we still smile and push through the pain. Any sustainable business needs structure, discipline, and proper financial management. We need clear systems, we need the right people around us. And in my excitement to have Animate Jamaica grow, I would bring persons in, I would do certain stuff that it end up working against us in the long run. And again, if I had just be patient and kind of let things flow naturally, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. You guys had showed me that it was more than just a space for you guys. It was more than just a monthly income. You guys wanted somewhere to call your own. And it's not to say that Animate Jamaica failed, but the business evolved. It was more than what we envisioned it, and we're happy for it. We're happy for the support. We're happy for everything that you guys have done. Biggest thing is why I kept going. There's moments where giving up would have been way easier and less stressful. It would be easier to just close the business and choose to do something that's safer. Stop investing in a dream that may never take off. That's what I felt at the time. Because it was really taking so long, in a sense where you're doing all this work for so many years and your business is growing. And I never stopped to give myself credit to see that we started with $40,000 samples and a trip to Fresh Approach in Kingston to where we are now, where the company itself is valued over $6 million. We have over $2 million worth of stock, and we have a building that's $3 million. That wasn't even up to last year. I never thought that was a possibility. I never saw us doing anything like this. Thanks. So there's a few persons who believed in us, and we have to give our utmost thanks, because without them, many of it, or a lot of this wouldn't be possible. We went broke for you guys. So when I felt like giving up, I remember the customers, I remember the events, I remember the experiences. I remember, I won't call any names, but one specific young customer bought some items and broke down in tears, saying that this is probably one of the best moments of her life at her convention. And that moment stuck with me. If we can make even one person feel that way every day, that's a win. So where we are now, Animate Jamaica is at a bridge. Let's use that. So we're at a bridge where crossing it, you don't know where you're going to land, but you don't want to stay where you are. It's like the lava is coming and you gotta go across. You ever played that game? So we're going into uncharted territory, and we're doing it with the faith and the community behind us, because it's something that we know you guys want, and it's something that we know we can deliver. And anything that we can do to help you enjoy your time, be who you always wanted to be, and express yourself, we're going to do it. We're going to ensure that Animate Jamaica becomes a home for every single. I made this video for persons to pity me. It's not just because I don't want persons to see the polished side of things, because we're not always going to be talking about struggles. But I do think it was important, to let you guys know what's going on. Because starting a business can be exciting, it can be rewarding and life-changing, but it also can be lonely, financially stressful, and mentally exhausting. There are moments when you may feel like giving up is way much easier, and giving up is the right move. There are times when you feel like you're failed and you don't know what to do next. Even when you made some real progress, you still don't see that, because you're always thinking about the next big thing, and then after that the next big thing. So it's like you set a goal, and when you're about to achieve that goal, you do another goal. So you're always reaching for something that will never be attained, because you're always moving it. So you just need to slow down, and as they say, take the wins. Celebrate the small wins that you made. Celebrate those tiny achievements that would actually reward you. Because Rome wasn't built in a day, and it takes 5 years for any business to really be successful. So why did we think that within 3 years we're going to be the biggest and the best? So there will be times when everybody around you will believe that you're doing well, and you're just overwhelmed. You are wondering, what are they seeing? But this is when you need to stop, take a moment to relax, and look at where you're coming from and what you have done. So the struggle doesn't mean that the dream was wrong. It just means that you're doing something right. Because if everybody could do this, and it was so easy, then everybody would have an anime store. Every business would be successful, and there'd be nobody here to support the community. Lastly, to anyone watching this who is trying to start a business, I don't want this video to discourage you. I really wanted to prepare you for what lies ahead. Your journey may not be exactly the way you planned it to be, but just know you may lose some money, you may make some mistakes, or you may even change direction altogether. But persons will support you. Even when a lot of them doubt you, you will have your support. You may have it at the beginning and it may disappear, and when the process is finally working, you have persons running back. Persons will jump ship when it gets hard, but none of these things automatically means you have failed. Sometimes it's the most difficult season that is preparing you for the next. Think about it like your favorite anime show. The hardship is character development. The struggle is making you stronger. And all this is preparing you for something that is greater than you can ever imagine. One of my favorite quotes from Black Bull: push past your limits. So every time you feel like this is it and you have nowhere to go, just remember, push past your limits. So that's really it. I want to remember to just acknowledge yourself in the progress. And again, this video is not to get some pity party. It's just to share everything with you guys, because I want to do more content like this where we're being a little bit more real and behind the scenes with you guys. I'm not always one to be in front of a camera jumping up and down or doing those TikTok trends, but I like this style of content. I feel like I'm good at telling stories, and I want to share more of Animate Jamaica stories with you guys, taking the behind the scenes of what we're doing and how our day-to-day thing goes, and maybe inspire the next Animate Jamaica in a few years. So with that being said, remember to like, subscribe, comment, tell me anything you want to tell me, good or bad. We're used to it and we appreciate it and we welcome. Thank you, and that is it for now.